there, it's me, Maddie, and we are here for a Flosstube video. It has been a while since I filmed, and I'm sorry about that. I do hope that you guys have had a great New Year, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween, I believe, because it's been that long. I am sorry about that, but life kind of got in the way a little bit and impacted my ability to even stitch at times, which is kind of sad. But right now we're in a great place. My stitching is going heavy and strong, and I have some stuff to show you, some plans for the new year that I'm really excited about. And I have a few things that I would love to get your thoughts on too about certain projects on how I'm going forward with them. But that is kind of it. So I do hope you had a great new year. I will say the reason why I haven't been gone is that honestly work kind of got crazy. I'm a school counselor. I work with middle school students, so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And if you have students or you work in that field, or if you just work with society, you know that things have been kind of crazy this semester, this past fall. I think we're seeing kind of the results of what COVID has done over the last several years. People are just kind of tired. They're mentally tired, they're emotionally tired, they're physically tired with what's happened. And it's not done. I mean, I'm currently quarantined. I don't have COVID that I know of. I was tested before I had to go on quarantine and I was negative, but I'm currently quarantined and that's not fun. So that's still going strong. Basically about October, the school year just got hard. The kids were struggling emotionally. There's a lot of behavioral concerns. We have a lot of new students coming in that honestly are in foster care or they're in kinship placements, and so they're struggling. They're trying to find their new normal with different families, people they may not even know. People are unemployed in some cases. Families have divorces. I had one student and their siblings, they lost their last living parent. That was hard. And so by the time October hit, I was just emotionally done. I kind of got into a funk of my own, and winter of course comes in and it's dark by 5 and I was just done. So I didn't stitch honestly for about 4 to 6 weeks. I really didn't stitch. There was definitely at least 4 weeks solid where I didn't pick up a project at all, and that's never happened since I've started stitching. So I definitely had to take a step back and look at my life and say, hey, are you okay too? Like you're eating your feelings, you're not stitching, you're not doing the things that make you happy, you don't want to go out and see your friends and family, you just kind of want to lay in bed once you get home and just mentally vegetate. So I had to take a moment and kind of revamp and say, hey, no, you can't go down that path, you got to get back up. Do things that make you happy, focus on the things you can change. And so I have, and our school year has picked up. Bernie's looking outside at people. So the school year has gotten better. The students, I think, are finding their routine. Our teachers are doing better. It was hard for them because they're seeing a lot of behaviors, especially from students we never saw the behaviors from to begin with. Those negative behaviors, we're counteracting what we can. And here we are. We had several breaks, Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, and so I think that helped regenerate some people. I know for myself it did. And we started off really strong. I mean, I started this new school year 2022, and we're implementing a new social emotional learning program at my school, and I presented that to the teachers, me and my co-counselor, and things were going great. And then now we're both quarantined. Because on Thursday we met with someone and it turned out that they tested positive. Thankfully they don't have symptoms, they're just congested, and therefore we have to be quarantined. And so I'll go back Tuesday morning and get a test and see if I can come back in for the day. Hopefully that's how that works out. I don't feel like I'm sick, I don't have any symptoms. I do have a runny nose, but that's mainly because, which I'm gonna show this blooper. I tried to film a few minutes ago, and then my dog does that heaving sound that we all, if you have a dog or even a cat, that you literally just like brings dread into your soul, and she starts heaving. And of course she's standing on the rug, not the floor, like my hardwood floors. So I had to like run. So I'm gonna probably see if I can cut that in because it's hilarious to watch it. But she's okay now. She likes to eat things that she shouldn't. Like she'll go chomp on something fuzzy, like her rope or a piece of grass, and then it tickles her stomach, and then she makes herself sick. So Miss Bernadette, she's looking at me like, why are you telling my issues? Because that's what I do. So I'm quarantined. I've been stitching. I'm like, we need to make a video. I'm making a video, and here we are today being productive with it. Now my hair is up in a ponytail. I took a shower last night before bed, and so my hair when I wake up is not good. I have calyx like crazy in the back, and it does crazy things, but you wanna know what? I can't go anywhere, so why am I gonna blow dry and straighten my hair? I'm not. So I'm gonna look kind of homeless for a little bit because I'm in my long sleeve t-shirt because it's kind of chilly, and my yoga pants, which you don't need to see, and my hair's up, but we're gonna be okay. So I'm gonna start off with, what should we start off with, Bernadette? She says we should go outside, but we're not doing that right now. I'm gonna start off with my finish because I am super proud of this finish. I know I've talked about it in my previous videos. You may not remember because it took forever to make another one, but it is by Plum Street Samplery, and it is my Blackberry House. I am so happy I got this guy done. So when I was able to get back into that state of wanting to stitch again, I picked this guy up. And especially before Christmas, I pretty much finished everything on the left, on this side with the bird, and then, sorry, from here like down as well, like there's a lot of fill in, and then I had a little bit left to do on the alphabet portion down here, like the berries and stuff. I put the date in. When I hit winter break for the semester, or for the school year, I put the date in 2021, which is normally like a death sentence when you're cross stitching. If you're gonna jinx yourself on that. But I was like, no, we're doing it. So I worked nonstop. I went monogamous on this guy in December and got him done. He is finished. I am happy. I was planning actually this weekend to go to like not Dollar General, Goodwill, sorry, lost my words there. Kind of go to different places, see if I could find a frame that fit, and if push come to shove, go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. But I'm following rules. I'm staying in my home even though I don't feel like I have symptoms, and we're gonna be okay. Now, I may sneeze really fast. I won't sneeze right now. Maybe I will. I won't. Okay. Okay. Don't go outside. If you're in Oklahoma right now, especially northeastern Oklahoma, the wind is ridiculous. I went outside a while ago, and like ever since I walked outside, I literally just feel like I have to sneeze constantly. It's not COVID. I don't feel bad. I just need to sneeze and I can't. So if you see me like randomly start having a fit, there you go. That's why. So that's my finish. I thought I had one more. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in this house. It's probably in the office folded. So none of the animals will get on it, the cat or the dog. I think that's it, but that's the one I'm proudest of. So go me on that. The next thing I worked on, honestly, this is probably I'm gonna, any more? No, is that it? Okay. I'm done. Good Lord. I'm a hot mess today. So the one that actually I kind of started working on when I was coming out of that like mental funk in the fall was my Prairie Schooler Hocus Pocus. I started him shortly, like in September. Like I wanted this done by Halloween, and then life happened, so that didn't go down. But it was the one that I picked up because it's on 32 count, so it's easy for me to see. I technically don't even have to wear my glasses on a 32 to be able to really see what I'm working on. And it was just, it's simple, you know. At Prairie Schooler patterns are just really nice and simple. So I finished up the Owl, Mr. Hoot Hoot, and then I started working on the Moon, and I got pretty far. I even left the needle in there. Now I haven't worked on him since like November. We'll go with November. I don't even know, but I enjoy it. It is fun when I pick it up, and I do love it while I'm working on it. The ones that I'm really excited to get into are these 3D, like down in here. That's going to be a lot of fun to stitch on those three. So it's on my agenda to get this guy done. I think it would go quickly because it does stitch up quickly when I am working on it. So I do have high hopes for you. The next one that I kind of I've picked up, oh, and I'm gonna do the ones that I'm working on right now, and then I'll go into the ones that I have kitted and what I've recent purchases, and then we'll be done with what I've got going. So another one that I've worked on that you saw previously is my autumn Proctor. So this is, it's by Plum Street. So this is, make sure I get it going in the right direction, what he looks like in the picture. Definitely a fall fellow, and this is what I have done. So pretty much half. I worked on him a lot after I got my Blackberry House finished. Post-Christmas, I was kind of feeling the monogamous theme that I had going, and I knew what I wanted to start it in the new year. So I was like, I'm gonna work on these guys. And he's another one that's a relatively easy stitch to do. Now I have run into some difficulties, but first on the fabric that I'm using, it's 36 count flax. Pretty simple. He's just a nice fall. But the issues that I've run into on this guy, so I'm doing DMC on him. Now, on this guy, his wing is actually supposed to be the same thread as what the pumpkin and like that orange color around the flowers are supposed to be. I think it's 433 in DMC, if I'm right. Let me look here. $433, which would be nutmeg in Gentle Arts. So that's this guy right in here. He's on a floss drop. Everybody else is on a bobbin. I'm going to floss drops. It's just, I'm not going to unwind what's already done. I'm just going to use them until they're done. But as you can tell, that is straight up brown. Who would want a brown pumpkin? Not me. I don't want brown pumpkins. So I had to go kind of fishing. So when I went and picked up DMCs for all my new projects for the year and kind of stocking up, I went and kind of went through the color schemes and tried to find what I've enjoyed. So I landed on this guy, which is that the right one? No, I can see. It's 3826 for DMC is kind of what I've hit on for my pumpkins. And then when it comes to the arms, I did the 420 or 433. It's much more brown than what it's intended. I actually have seen this one in person at Silver Needle, and it's definitely orange, not brown. But I'm not gonna go back and undo that wing and then up into the ring around the bird's neck. I just know better to not add 433 into the rest of the pattern. So that's supposed to be 433 as well. And I'm like, that's not what it's meant to be. So that's kind of one of the areas that I've had to kind of adjust to and work through. I still really enjoy it for what it is. It's just my bird's more brown than orange, and that's okay. So I'll slide you over here. One thing that I have kind of been feeling is spring, wanting to get back into spring, and it just kind of hit. When you do a lot of fall, you do a lot of winter, suddenly when you get past Christmas, I'm like, spring's coming. It's happening. It's gonna be good. So I opened up my sewing club book, which I've completed one in here. It's in my garden already. I completed that guy, and so I really enjoyed that stitch. I have all the called for threads, which most of them repeat within each pattern in the book, and I have started working on, I'm trying not to show you the, that's the hard thing about these books, making sure you're not showing somebody the pattern and getting yourself in trouble. So this one right here, it's My House is what it's called, scissor box, My House scissor box. So that's what it's supposed to look like, right? So they have this on a 28 count Velt Lugana by Pictureless Plus. I have a 36 count vellum is what I'm doing these on, or this on. And I kind of wanted more of a uniform fabric across the board. So how there would just be continuity. So in the book itself, there's different fabrics that are used on different projects. I have some other projects like Sanguine and things like that to mimic what's in the book, but for the neutral colors, hi neighbor dog, why are you? Okay. For the neutral colors, I just chose vellum. It looks pretty good. Now, I have all the call for threads that's listed in the book, but mine does not look anything like that. What is happening right here? It's so dark and muted. I'm gonna continue with it, and because it's only literally, it's gonna be like this big. So I'll finish it up. It just may not look like what it's supposed to look like. So I'm a little questioning. I have the exact call for threads, it just doesn't look right. So I'll finish it it's only a couple inches. Literally, I could finish it this evening, most likely, if I put my mind to it. So, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna probably have to pull threads from that pack to be able to work on a few other things that are really like high on my list, because we can't get threads for certain from certain makers. General Arts right now, I'm having trouble finding threads, which I know a lot of people are, and I'm not complaining because it's been Christmas, it's been the holidays. They deserve to have a break just as much as anybody else. I'm just sad that I don't have certain colors, so I can't work on certain things. So I may have to go into that project, into that book and that supplies, and pull from there. The next thing I worked on, hey, calm down. Calm down. My neighbors are probably outside working and she's crying about it. She wants to go say hi. Bernadette Kennan. Shh. What? Okay, I know. They're outside. Okay, so my next one is a long dog sampler. And it's called Castle in the Sky. I need to make sure I show the right side because the other one has a pattern on the other side that I use. So, or Castle in the Air, I apologize. I got this one a while ago, and I like it, but I didn't touch it a lot, as much as I wanted to anyways. I am doing this one on a 36 count moss, and this is what I have. So I pulled this guy out yesterday and worked on him. So this guy is what I worked on last night. And it's kind of hard to see unless the light hits it correctly, but in person it does stand out, which is nice. It's just muted. The threads I'm using are Weeks Dye Works. It's called Stone. I really don't want to stop the camera because then I had to figure out how to edit it back in. Bernadette Kennan, stop. It's called Stone. It's purple and ambers and gold all mixed in together. It's just super pretty. Really enjoy it. I worked on it last night and was like, this is why I chose this. And it's 36 count, but it feels like a 40 to me because it's so tight. The thread is so tight on there, but that's okay. And then let's do this guy first because he's more, I have something to show you, and the other one kind of raises more questions than showing. Are you good, guard puppy? Yeah, you do your job? You guard puppied? Okay, go lay down. It's okay, you did good, I know. She says, I'm a guard puppy. Okay, your toesies are cold. Go sit. Go sit on the couch. Go on. Okay, so my new year, new start, and one I'm actually so happy that I started, and I'm really enjoyed stitching, is Heartstring Samplery. His eye is on the sparrow. If you go to Silver Needle, they have both this one and the other huge one, what is it called? Consider the Lilies, in person, and they are so beautiful to see in person, and the idea that hanging like above my couch or somewhere in my house in a beautiful frame, I want it done, and knowing I did it. Heck yeah, all about it. So the fabric I chose on this one is not the called for. I think the called for fabric for this guy is a 28 count doubloon. I ended up finding, it's called Hand Painted Specialty Fabrics. It's a crosswind collection, and it's called Earth. So that's the little tag that it comes with. I got this one at the Silver Needle, and I'm in love. It definitely has more variation in the fabric than what the called for is, but I feel like it gives it such a great antique look. I've only done the border so far. On the border right here is where flowers would be in these little sections. As I'm sure most of you know, this pattern's been around for a little bit, but I don't have that thread and I can't find that thread right now. So I can pull it from my garden bit or the sewing club. But here's my thing, if I pull it and then the dye lot's so different, if I have to go back, because I only have one thing of that color, it's like redwood or country redwood, and I need 2 skeins of it, and if I can't find it in the same dye lot, then everything's going to be very different. So I'm hesitant to pull from there, knowing I don't have enough to complete the project as it is. So I'm waiting patiently. I'm going to work on my border, get it get as much done as I can. I want to make sure that it's done correctly so that when I start working on my motifs, everything's in line with one another. The worst thing I could do right now, just the idea of messing that up scares me. Now on this one, there looks like there's a stark difference in the colors here, but it's really not in person. I think it's just the way that light catches it. It's not nearly as dramatic as what it is on camera. So in love with this guy. I'm really happy with it. It's a very easy pattern to read so far, and I'm doing it one thread over 2 as she called for, and I'm in love. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see this guy completed one day. Am I gonna be delusional enough to say this year? Probably not, but it would be nice. The next thing I wanted to start, I dropped stuff. I'm hoping she doesn't go for it. No, I'll leave it burns. No, me? No, thank you. I'm rocking you and rocking me and oh lordies, earthquake. Let's hope for the best. Okay. The next one I have is Stacey Nash Primitives Halloween at Hollyberry Farm. And if you watch Emily on YouTube and on Instagram, she finished this one, and I was like, yes, all about it, love it. It's beautiful in person. I love the color scheme, the blues, the silvers with the pops of orange in there, that white house in the middle. I love Stacey Nash Hollyberry. All of them are beautiful, but this Halloween one is definitely my first taste of her work, and I really wanted this one to be my New Year New Start and His Eyes on the Sparrow as my birthday start in March, but then I ran into issues with fabric selection, so couldn't really find anything at Silver Needle that felt right. They just didn't. It was close but no cigar, and I was like, I want to have it right. I want to have it right. And so I was like, Seraphim fabrics. I've seen several people order those, and I was like, that looks good. So I went online and to their website, and I've ordered 2 options. Both of them, I love them. They're beautiful, but I don't think they're what I want. But one of them I can work with. So the first one is Tobias, which I know right off the bat it's too red. And I kind of had that feeling when I ordered it, but I'm like, I love it anyway. So let's order this guy. Tobias, 36 count. I got a fat, what did I order? 26 by 36. So this guy's beautiful, and he may fit into some other projects if I like that I'm going to show you in here in a minute. I might kind of switch up what the original is intended for, and kind of go with this guy instead. The original fabric that's intended, and go for this guy instead. It's beautiful. And then the next one, which I really felt was gonna be it, but it came in a little bit lighter. I'm not saying I don't like it, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I don't know if it's what I want for this project though. And there may be a way for me to finagle it if I'm brave enough to do so, but not right now. So this guy is called Witching Hour, and it's subtle. Maybe I should have gone with the dramatic. But, so in the camera, it looks perfect. Like, it's that dark, like there's certain sections of it that are darker, but in person, it's a little bit too light. It's more like almost like a light denim color for the majority of it, not this deeper color in person. I'm wondering if I can just cut out what I need and then maybe tea dye it lightly and just darken it, bring it down a little bit, but I am scared because it is beautiful for what it is. But it's not what I need for that project. So do I keep it and save it and try to find something else, which will probably be another 50 some odd bucks, or do I tea dye it? I'm scared because I like it. I don't want to mess it up, and I've never tea dyed or coffee dyed anything, and there's so many tutorials out there. But let me know if you've had similar circumstances where either it's Seraphim or something else where you received it and you're like, close, just needs a tweak. Please tell me how that went for you, if you've changed it, or if your thoughts are like, hey, just go buy another one, you know you're gonna use this down the line. I just don't wanna be wasteful because it's not inexpensive. I know if you've ordered from Seraphim, they're not inexpensive, they're worth the price of it. I appreciate it, it's beautiful. darken it or not? Let me know, people. Tell me your thoughts. Let me know. I trust your judgments. I've been watching videos and tutorials. I'm just a little scared. I'm just scared to mess it up because it's pretty, but it's not the pretty that I need. Okay, so let me tell you the things that I have kitted and that I'm periodically going to start throughout the year. Let's start with something that's fall. I actually had planned to start this before, but things happen. There we go. It's the Addams Family by Plum Street. This guy is so flippin' cute. I love him. It, them, all of the above. I have 40 count mallow as a fabric choice back here. And then I have all the call for threads on Flosstubes. It's DMC for this guy since he's smaller. The smaller ones I do DMC just because we live on a budget in this world. But it's beautiful colors, and they're definitely ones that repeat commonly throughout Plum Street, and most of the patterns I usually am drawn to, so that's good. So, set you here, get you organized. The next one on Plum Street again. Go me. And these are the salt box houses. I have summer and spring kitted up. So, there we go. Summer, cute. My spring guys, I'm really loving this blue house right here with that door. I think he'll be fun to stitch. Everybody's got, they're called for. They're not on Flosstubes yet, but soon will be. I even have the fabric. I'm gonna do these two on the same square of fabric, or these four. I think I can make them fit. It is a 36 count flax as well. It's just a basic neutral. I would like to see these frame together and like do 4 for each season or something like that, something cute. But these are definitely in the mix, and they're small, so they'll go relatively quickly, which is nice to know. Like summer break kits, it's stuff like this that I enjoy doing. It's small and it's quick gratification, and then ultimately it'll have a cute outcome that will look great in my house. So good things there. And I'm just keeping these guys. So when you order fabric from 123 Stitch, they send you these huge gallon bags, and I love that. Or I don't know if they're a gallon, but they send you the big bags. Another one that I'm really happy, I've had this one for a while, but it's never come together on getting it all started and put together. So it's Sunflowers, Sunflower Farm by Kathy Barrick. And it looks pretty darn dark in the picture itself, but when you get the fabric and the threads, I think it's gonna work out really well. I'm loving it. So these are the threads. I think I skipped one. So I went to Hobby Lobby and bought for like 5 different projects over winter break. It's like, we're happy, you got gift cards for Christmas, let's go buy. So DMCs, they're really pretty neutral. Like I said, I think there's one more with a little bit more of a pop of color to it that I have overlooked, but I'll go find. And then the fabric that I've chosen for this guy is a 36 count vintage country mocha. And so with that variegation in there, I think it's gonna be really pretty to stitch on. And I should have extra left over for another project down the line, so that's gonna be nice. I'm happy for that one. I love sunflowers. My father, growing up, we've always had sunflowers. He still will throw seeds out and plant them randomly, which drives my mother crazy. Because there's no rhyme or reason, but we just have gigantic flowers at their house. And I always plant them too. I'll put them in the corners of the flower bed that I have back there. And the birds love to come and eat on them, so it's fun to watch, and the dog enjoys watching the birds, and the cat does too. So I just love sunflowers. It's kind of like one of those memories that kind of coincides with your childhood that brings that back. So another one that I have is Barbara Anna Designs, and it is Halloween, The Moon Laughs. I want to do the monocolor. Well, it's not mono, there's 2. But I like the multicolor, and that fabric that I showed you from Seraphim would probably work with it, but I prefer the cool tones. I think that's so cute, and I love the saying attached to it. So I got the 2 DMC. I haven't found the fabric that I want to work with on this guy, but that's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. I think this is my last one. Is it my last one? No. I do have a whole, anyways, we'll show you this and then I'll finish up. So this one's from Lindy Stitches. It's Pride and Prejudice, Blessing. Super sweet. I got this offline. It's black and white in the photo because printed it at work, and working in a public school, you had to have good reason to use the colored ink in the printers, and that's not one that I could justify to my principal. Hey, by the way, can I use that? But for my cross stitch. But I got all of the thread in the background, or in the back of it. It hasn't been put on floss drops. I think this is another one that I would really enjoy in the summer. I can see myself stitching when the summer comes or spring break comes. The fabric I have, I want to say it's like Moonlight. I want to say it's something Moonlight, and it's 36. I know that when I ordered it. I don't have a sticker in here, and I don't have the receipt when I ordered it from 123 Stitch because it was on sale. Something Moon something is what it's called, but it's just a pale silver. Yeah, there's blue in it, but it's not blue. It's not the main color of it. So that's what I've worked on, what I hope to start. There's definitely, oh, did I show some new ones that I didn't do those. I got a little bit more, sorry, lied. So, this one, Kathy Barrick, again, my friend. Eleanor Ruth Haystack. Really want to start this one. It's not a new purchase. I've had this guy for a while. I need to find fabric that works with it. I've seen this one in person at the Silver Needle, I want to say is where I saw it in person. It's really beautiful. How I want it, I haven't found the fabric. So when I do, that one's starting this year for sure, hands down. It's on the list. Another one that I purchased, these are kind of in order. I set up a Christmas tree this year. I've been in my home. I bought this house 3 years ago. 4 years ago? 3 years ago, almost 4. I don't know, 3 years ago. And I never bought a Christmas tree. And having lived in apartments, you know, prior to that, you don't have a lot of storage. So I never had a Christmas tree. So I got a Christmas tree. I got a 6.5 foot Christmas tree, and I set that sucker up this year, and I decorated it. And I'm like, we're doing cross stitch at some point for this Christmas tree. So I got these Santas, and what I'm thinking with that fabric, that warmer fabric from Seraphim, I'm wondering if the Santas would look really pretty, but instead of doing multi-colors, the different Santas on here, the blue, the green, the red, picking a solid color and just going throughout, or kind of varying it in a more warmer, neutral tone. Thoughts. But this is on the agenda to do for Christmas next year and have ornaments, handmade ornaments on my tree. So it's gonna happen. The next one I got is Plum Street samplers. It's Jack's Bash. This guy was hanging out, the completed version of this, in the actual frame. You know, that was actually the frame, the call for frame, now that I think back on it and look at this picture. And Silver Needle. So this guy was hanging out at Silver Needle completely done, and I fell in love with it. It's Victorian, it's a little bit gothic, it's sassy, I'm down for it. I'm all about it. So he's getting started most likely towards fall of next year. And then since apparently I'm still stuck on fall, even though internally I'm wishing for spring, I bought Sisters from Blackberry Designs. I got gift cards over Christmas to Silver Needle, so I've been using my money appropriately. But I was also thinking on that Seraphim fabric when I picked this guy up. There's so many projects in there that would look really well with that fabric, and I'm like, all about it. So let me see, which one's the one that I'm really in love with right now? Make sure I don't show you the trying to strategically do this. So I think that on that dark fabric would be perfect. All about that jazz. And there's a few others that require lighter fabric that would look great, that I'm really enjoying. So this guy as well. I love the more muted fall tones in there. I think it's very pretty. So that's what I bought, what I've worked on, what I hope to start, what I have questions on, and otherwise I'm done. I am gonna probably try to put that blooper in of the dog. I don't even know, God help us. How do people film one round through and be okay? I haven't mastered that. But we got a video done, and I'm excited to do more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all those who continue to post Flosstube and keep me thoroughly entertained. Give me your suggestions, your thoughts, and I look forward to hearing from you guys and talking with you guys. And I hope you continue to have a great January. Bye.